been a while. Today I've just come back from a story slam event. It's called The Moth, and I haven't really found a community and a place that I can seamlessly say I belonged, and an event that I could absolutely, hands down, wake up one day and just impulsively go to and not feel like I've wasted my time. So I recently found a community in the Moth Story Slam where, it's just where you can sort of take a back seat, listen to others, and you just have this open mind that is willing to hear out other people's stories. And the way these stories are told is anybody can tell a story, whatever they would like to tell a story on, based on a particular theme. And I've found myself listening to stories and even just being able to appreciate and also analyze and introspect on my positionality on different things and how I listen to people's stories. And it's very important for us to speak, because very many times we are not able to improve and literally fine-tune our own ideas and thoughts unless we speak them. Recently I was making a meal, and I chanced upon a friend of mine with whom I share my accommodation, and we began talking about different things, about relationships, partners, life, having tough conversations, and various topics. And we went through so many different topics that I had not openly discussed with someone who objectively we had different views. We starkly had different views. Most of the people who I had talked to on these particular topics, one were similar to me, either came from the same background, same country, same ethnicity, probably have some similar beliefs in terms of spirituality, religion. So even while we were not necessarily in agreement, there was a general background of we have the same values, we believe the same things, and we have a certain sort of anchoring that is very similar. So the disagreements are under that backdrop. Now this time, one, we became friends. So our friendship wasn't based on our values, who we were, where we came from. We were very different. He's male, he's white, and I'm none of those things, and so many other things. I'm Christian, whatever. He's just not what I am, and I'm not what he is. And from having different conversations on like easy, safe topics, this time around we sort of went into very deep topics. About Russia, the Russia-Ukraine war, talked about abortion rights, talked about spirituality, talked about LGBTQI plus community, talked about climate change, talked about depopulation of the world, talked about all that different. And I don't know how. I know how, but it was a very organic conversation. And the more I spoke and the more he spoke, the more I realized that we can truly all live amicably despite having different values. We can actually hear each other out and be willing to say, okay, I concede, yeah, that makes more sense than this. And I have come to realize that it's not beneficial to actually restrict. I knew that before, but just sharing and having a platform to listen, like the story slam event, but also to speak and let those ideas of yours, let them see the light of day and hear yourself, hear what you're saying, hear your arguments, hear your justifications for different things, and then also hear the other side and let them also have a chance to speak and hear themselves speak, hear how they justify different things, hear how they understand different things. And as you hear yourselves, some things are transformed. You drop some beliefs, they drop certain beliefs, you agree to disagree. You can see there's a point where it gets heated where you are like, okay, I completely disagree, but the underlying backdrop is, I know you're a good person and your beliefs aren't necessarily here to hurt me or to eliminate me or to destroy me. It's what you believe. And even when you're like completely disagreeing with someone, that backdrop allows you to sort of come back to earth and listen to them. And we spoke about different things. Now, I had not had a platform I had not shared out certain views openly and in a sense of debating them with somebody who is completely out of my beliefs. Now, usually, you know how you have debates, you get a topic and then they allocate different sides. So you're forced to defend that side, whether or not you individually believe in those things. That's different from a debate competition where you must debate that motion, whether you believe in it or not. You must find ways of convincing the adjudicator that you actually do believe in these things. But this is an actual conversation where your real thoughts come through. And I was able to see my biases, my prejudices, my stereotypes, my righteousness as well. But at the same time, I was also able to improve and clarify why I believe what I believed, where I drew the line, what's the non-negotiable, whether I'm imposing my beliefs on others or I am explaining and giving them a chance to embrace them willingly, And I really implore you and encourage you to air out your views, speak to your friends, speak to different people of different beliefs, hear them out and hear what they have to say. One of my best friends that I made recently is Muslim, and I'm Christian, I'm Catholic, and it's such a seamless, a smooth, such an amicable, such loving, such an affectionate, supportive relationship that it's not even despite our different beliefs. That is the least of our concerns. I respect her. She respects me. I respect her values. She respects mine. We have different ways of doing things, but there is an understanding of our difference is actually our strength. And even when someone is expressing themselves, you're not listening to critique and see, where they are going wrong. I encourage her and support her to, whenever I can, within reason, to express and practice her beliefs. Same goes for me. So I really came to realize that it's not our place to pause and force people to embrace our beliefs. However, we have a right to express ourselves. We have a right to say our piece. We have a right to justify and explain the reasons as to why we do what we do. And then everybody else has a choice to willingly embrace these different beliefs. In this story slam, the one I went to today, the story that the MC said was very interesting. And it kind of knocked me off my feet, because maybe in the past I would have been very appalled. But now I hear these stories as, oh, that's what you went through. Now I'm more of like, I don't even want to say understanding, because I don't even think it's understanding. And it's not even being tolerant, but it's just an acceptance and an openness in difference. And sort of moving through the world with love and affection, and treating people lovingly despite who they are, and listening to their stories in their context, and not being high and mighty, not feeling like what you do is the best, what you do is the right path. I have my reasons, you have your reasons. Can we listen to each other, and then can either of us choose where we would like to fall, and can both of us be supported within reason, especially when it doesn't infringe on other different basic baseline principles. There's an element of freedom of expression within a backdrop of similar values and principles. So yeah, that's what I learned today, and I kind of had to get this off my chest. So this is what writing my own narrative looks like. This is what living intentionally looks like. This is what it means to analyze what you go through in a day and look at the lessons. Don't just let experiences pass you by without you really pinpointing and extracting the different lessons in what you have gone through. And then, because this is like a really large puzzle and a labyrinth of different things, and you can literally open code your own life and look at things that seem to be so different but are actually quite similar, and you can thematically categorize your experiences and extract various things that you can then analyze and make sense of a complicated life. So yeah, that's what happened to me today. See you next time.